I just don't know.
I think he meant Sardar, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It was a perfect hook on the two.
Oh, wristband.
Does Sven make it through?
It's going to be interesting whether it's a similar opening to what it was before with the Rubik, then the Ogre at the first. Okay, so they banned the Sven this time again. Interesting. But EHOME will take Rubik here, I think, if they're given it. So VICI need to decide what they want to ban.
Yeah. Do you ban the Mars? I think Mars is very beatable.
I said this to you before, though. Out of all the heroes, I think that's the one that I feel like should be let through more often.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good hero, but out of the ones that are first phase banned, I think that's the one that surprises me the most. It's got to be Rubik, right? Surely. Unless they really want the Undying for themselves.
I would doubt that. I think they prioritize the Rubik more than they do the Undying.
Unless it's like Slardar or something, maybe, but yeah. Okay. Nothing
now the
crazy.
Is what do VICI want to do? Do they go back to the Ogre without the Sven?
No, I don't think they're going to pick Ogre if Sven's not in the pool. Like I said, they're going to pick Ogre when Sven's not in the pool.
Sounds like something a 2K would say.
That's true. That is very true. Question is, do they go Chen again on EHOME though? Or do they want to take the Undying themselves potentially here?
I think they could, right? Considering Sven's not in the game this time.
I think they could as well.
I want to say they almost go back to the Clinks on VICI.
I think you don't want to pick it unless you know the core matchup, I would assume. I mean, like if they feel like it's a really strong hero, then yeah, they can. And that's fine. But I'm going to go with Bloodseeker, Undying, or Chen for this one.
So just every hero?
No, that's only 3.
No, you got it. Every hero.
I don't know if you know what every hero is, but it's more than 3. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Every meta hero.
They're taking time to think about it, though.
I'm gonna go. Oh, never mind. I wasn't quick enough. But yeah, Doom.
That's what you're gonna say, wasn't it?
No, I'll be honest. Probably not. Although I did say it last time, didn't I? Game 1.
Well, when there was a Grimstroke, yeah.
Yeah. Different scenario. But VICI, now that they know the Doom's there, let's see what they go for. Leshrac, of course, still in the pool. Sometimes it's difficult to play the Leshrac when Doom is in the game. So we'll see if they want to go for it.
It's still okay, I think, if they decide to do it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if they pick Lesh. I still think picking something that works well with the Ogre is always going to be good, like this core hero, like the Lesh or the Void, for example, as well. Even Clinks, I think, is okay.
I like the Clinks. I'm a fan of that hero. Obviously, got beat last game, but I don't know if that was purely on the Clinks in that one. Let me go to the CK. This is probably their offlaner again, if I had to guess. And we saw how good it was in the first game. Interesting,
though. I think it almost forces the Doom to have to Doom the CK every fight before he pops Phantasm. Like, if the Phantasm gets popped, obviously he's going to try and Doom somebody else, but it's going to make it difficult for Chalice to find that opening when there's like 10 of every hero. You know, if he doesn't get that Doom off first at the start of the fight, then might struggle to get one off at all. What rubbish can we talk in the second phase banning this time, B-Cup? That's the real question.
Rubbish? I make cookies. I guess if you really wanted to talk about nothing. No. We could talk about the game. Definitely preferences here on what they would want to go for. Because the Chen's still available. Undying's still available. They get rid of PYW's Marana. What else is here that you'd think that PYW might focus on in terms of what he wants to pick and maybe what EHOME are going to ban so he can't have it.
I think Phoenix could maybe be interesting because they don't really have any egg hitters on EHOME at the moment. Snapfire, I think, is something with CK that's pretty good. And they ban out the SCCC troll. They respect it now. I'm really glad he didn't go Battle Fury last game, though. Like we said, I think it was important they hit that timing with the BKB and things, and it worked out really well for them.
I think it would have given Storm and Clinks really too much time to kind of get back on their horse.
Yeah.
Especially the Storm.
Or he's going to be fueled with rage this game, though. He's going to be all out for blood after that.
And that's why he's picking TA.
Yeah. And Lee, no, never mind.
But how many times is that going to happen to us where we like prop up somebody to have a great game? It's like, oh, he's picked his Storm. He's so good on this hero, and then all of a sudden, like,
well, that wasn't me.
I think it's happened.
That was you that time. Don't group me up and say that I cursed him as well, because it was just you that said he was really good at that hero. I said he was good, but you know, you built him up. You accepting that? Okay. Yeah, you accepting that?
I'm stewing in it.
Drow's still in the pool as well. I think for both these teams, it could be a big deal. For EHOME especially, I know like Venge Drow is something they've liked to pick in the past before, like Drow Undying. We talked about that before. It's crazy to think that Drow Undying was like a first phase pick for most teams, and then these drafts, it's just been completely ignored.
Well, it was first phase yesterday. Mm-hmm. They were still going to it. So
I mean, like in this series, they just haven't gone for it at all, right?
No, not at all. We'll see if LGD and Elephant's a little bit different, though. I think the dynamic of that draft's going to be completely different to this one.
I can't wait for the best of 5 final as well. Watching the drafts in a final always feels amazing because, like, the way it progresses throughout the best of 5, it's just my dream.
Yeah, and especially when we saw VICI beat LGD, just the progression of that draft was very exciting to watch. They banned the Grimstroke, so we're not going to see the 3 games in a row. PYW, unfortunately, not going to be on it. I think he really kind of proved a point with that hero, despite the fact that he lost one of the games, that Grimstroke's legit. And I'm surprised they don't take it themselves on EHOME, having this Doom, but at the same time, I don't know if I like it as much in the 5.
It's still okay in the 5, I think. Just depends on the game.
Yeah, I guess just finding a lot less priority, though.
Yeah. We used to see OG pick like Grimstroke PA all the time in their safe lane.
And there's the little Shrek band. So taking away a lot of tempo heroes for VG.
It takes the way out of heroes that deal well with illusions as well, like the Magnus in Power, the Leshrac Pulse Nova, and there you go, Venge.
Could be Drow, could be, they might go DOTA. Viking really like this hero.
It's just me, Beacon. Just let me live my life. Let me do
just
my analysis.
Just let me live my life.
Just let me do my analysis. Why do you have to make fun of me? I'm
trying to
tell the viewers all this important information. You're just taking the piss. It's ridiculous.
They
stole the Drow.
Ooh,
I want to walk
out. Just saying.
I think this is going to be Venge 4 and CK3 though. I think putting the Venge with the CK in lane feels pretty good. They get TB.
Okay. They could go Elder Titan here on EHOME.
They could. But they have Drow with marksmanship as well that pierces base armor. I think this is kind of like... It goes both ways, though, in the sense that if the Drow is able to get ahead and like push the tempo really early, the Terrorblade struggles. But if the Terrorblade gets like 3 or 4 items, then I think TB feels okay against the Drow. Because you have the Venge Aura, like you'll get the Dragon Lance as well. That's a great Zeus pick. That's an incredibly good Zeus pick.
I really like EHOME's draft right now. I would expect them to go Elder Titan last.
How often do you get to see X Nova pick his hero last as well?
He's like, what can I pick? Last? Kidding me right now?
I get choice?
Random. Just that's what he's going to do. He's going to go for the random.
I think they need a hero that commits into fights as well, though, on EHOME. Because at the moment, it's kind of like Doom's the only real frontliner. So I think ET's okay, but
Clockwork?
Clock was the other one I was thinking of. Isn't awful, but they're playing against like Venge Swap and everything as well, so maybe it goes down in value. OGA TB, though. I mean, this TB's going to have a really nice time.
Yeah.
Like, his early lane against the Doom should be A-okay. And then as the game goes on, you have the steroid as well in the Bloodlust. I will say, if these are EHOME's 3 cores, Drow, Zeus, Doom, there's a bit of an awkward timing in the game where the Drow kind of wants to play tempo a little bit, that with the Doom and Zeus want to slow the game down a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I have a feeling this might be a really slow tempo game in general. Like, Zeus and Drow up against like TB, who's just farming the jungle and everything as well, just split pushing lanes.
But if they pick a proper mid, VICI can still play tempo here.
I'm really surprised they've let Storm through.
There's the ET ban. So
Undying would have been really good as well, actually. I'm really surprised they've let Storm through for VICI to potentially take. Chen was another one that I think is okay, but again, if the tempo of the game is going to be slow, they might look to pick something that could potentially be a little bit more greedy.
I'm thinking Chen or Clockwork. Those are the two that I think I'm seeing right now.
Like Wyvern could be interesting as well, I think. Tell me if they pick something.
Huge fan of 5 Wyvern, but yeah.
Shadow Demon, maybe? Like a tree. It's the greedy hero. It slows the tempo of the game down.
Has Tree been picked?
No, I don't think so. I love this hero.
Take a look. Tree is something we talked about a lot in the previous season, and Tree has not been picked up to this point. And they go to the Night Stalker. So
is it Night Stalker mid?
Yeah, Night Stalker mid.
It's I thought the tempo of the game was going to be slow B cup. Now I see Night Stalker mid. Take it all back.
It's going to be quick. Yeah. No, I don't know if it's going to be quick because the thing we really talked about when we talked about Treant in the previous season was you have to commit to these towers.
Yeah.
If you don't commit to these towers, if you don't take these tier 1s, then they're going to heal them up. You're going to have to go again. You're going to have to recommit. And it's going to be further in the game where potentially, EHOME have another item. EHOME have a lot more to throw your way. So depending on how they handle X Nova here on the Treant, depending on how they push these towers, it could definitely still stay slow pace from EHOME.
But how do they...
or they could force the slow pace.
How do they defend their towers, though, when there's this Night Stalker that gives you that ability to wrap round on the tower and everything? So the big questions for me in this game is, okay, so they have Ogre and Venge buffing up a TB that can absolutely tear people to pieces if given the chance. How much can VICI get done with their BKB timings? Because if they don't get a huge amount done, then the Zeus going towards the late game is going to make it impossible for them to push high ground. It becomes really difficult. EHOME, how much can they defend their towers? How much can they slow the tempo of the game down? Because if this game goes late, Chalice is able to just get this Devour online and going. I think they're going to be pretty happy. But I don't think I can call this draft either way. It's going to come down massively to execution. It does all the time, but this TB has potential to just go crazy because as long as Ori finds the Zeus, as long as the Night Stalker finds the Zeus every fight, then I think it takes out a lot of what EHOME want to be able to do in the game.
What a surprise.
So who are you taking? What's your thought? Who are you going for?
I think VICI are the better team, so I'll go VICI, but... Sorry, X-Nova.
I remember game 1. Praising X-Nova. I was there.
It's just... I think Tree's gone down in value ever since heroes like Lesh came in particular and stuff as well. But also, there's these melee heroes that normally pair up with Drow in the laning stage. There's other ones that just feel better at the moment, like the Undying, for example, is a much safer opening pick. Like, the only reason Tree's picked this game is because it's got to 5th pick overall in the draft, and they can pick a 5 hero that, is more suited for the game. It's a less safe pick, but it's good for this game.
begins.
Are they going to leave that bounty rune for the Zeus? Are they taking it? Okay, they're going to take it.
So here we go. Game 3, do or die.
Interested to see
comes
Pos
out
4 Venge.
ahead?
That's exciting. Have you seen what Xnova's doing? They want to pressure the TB at level 1 when he uses meta. Look at this block as well from Fade and Chalice. This is so good. Because he's going to pop meta straight away here, and they're going to run at him with the Orb of Venom.
Interesting Nature's Grasp.
Yeah, that was... He thought the TB was going to run back.
They still might get him, though. He did run back, I think, through it for a split second. They've got the body blocks. They should have first blood. Committing onto the tower, though. With the Scorched Earth, they get the kill. Chalice might have given up his life for this, though.
This would have been really good if he'd have popped meta, though. But now he hasn't popped meta, he can just come back to the lane and there's a double wave that he can farm under his tower with meta on. Doesn't even need to use the meta.
CK's actually taking a lot of damage, too, and he's just going to drop Xnova getting the kill there.
He's level 2 already.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Problems emerging. This could potentially be really bad for VICI, I would say, if they keep this up on EHOME.
I actually don't... I mean, the top death is obviously worse, but I think the TV one wasn't too bad. Because he didn't pop meta and, like,
yeah.
he gets the wave anyway.
I was going to say he's still holding meta, but there it is on the Chalice. On the damage coming out, but won't chase.
Yeah, like, he has Orb of Venom on the Ogre as well, so because he has Reflection at level 2, they have really good chase potential here on VICI if they ever find somebody, like, by themselves.
Telekinesis, throw him down on the TB. And there's
Chalice is
a
in
reflection
trouble.
again. Chalice is dead. Big kill for Erica. Using that first meta to get a kill.
Radiant's middle tower is
I'll be
under
wondering to see if the Night Stalker goes Midas this game, or if he goes something different.
attack. Denied.
Like, if he wants to go Blink BKB relatively quickly, for example, like, he could go Ags as well, I think.
So, which one of these lanes is, like, the most important for each team?
For each team. Oh.
Yeah.
I think getting probably the Drow off to a good start would be nice. Like, I think the Doom not having a good time freehand's sad, but it's the one that can be recovered the easiest, I think. But then you could say that if the Doom doesn't have a good time, who's controlling tempo? A Drow top lane. Getting run at.
Get this kill, SCCC. Now he's fine, turning this on to Old 11. Reality Rift on the Xnova. I don't know if Old 11 wants to be there. Not really in a bad spot for SCCC. I'm surprised he didn't commit harder on that. We have Terror, 1 second stun, Xnova. Nature's Grasp, PYW with the multi-shot. He goes down as SCCC. Old 11's now so slow. Xnova comes back for a right-click Reality Rift, but won't have the damage. And now Old 11, he is in no man's land and dead to rights.
So yeah, the Drow having a good start to the game. Oh dear. TB, bot lane as well, getting chased down a little bit with the mana burn creep on the Doom. That's annoying.
XM, Magic Missile before he picks up the Illusion Rune and bottles it still.
He's in trouble now though. Oh, lift missed. He's waiting to hold the
Almost
void
caught
until the
Ori.
Venge stuns up. That's really clever. Yeah.
With Terror, Magic Missile, and now the right clicks. XM falls to PYW. Ori would have enjoyed that kill, but now Chalice, he's dead bottom.
Yeah, he didn't have Scorched Earth up. Just ran him down. With the Orb of Venom, with the Reflection.
This game is a bloodbath.
Remember I said it was going to be a slow tempo game? With not a huge amount going on. There's 8 kills in 4.5 minutes.
What's that Immortal MMR doing?
What
for
do
you
I know,
lately?
actually? What's the point? To be fair, it is a new patch, so it's okay to get things wrong. It hasn't been out a long time.
I'll take that.
Whatever you say.
You don't sound very...
Enthused?
You don't sound like you believe me.
It's probably because I don't.
Sweet. X-Nova 202 in top lane, by the way. He's taken part in every single kill so far on the Dire. I'm interested to see what skill build he goes for here on the tree as well. Because I don't know how much value Leech Seed has. Like, it's okay.
Nature's Grasp has been great with the Frost Arrows.
But what I'm saying, I don't know if he's going to take a point in Leech Seed at all, or if he wants to go more points in Living Armor.
Save your towers.
Mid lane. DY's made the rotation.
Use the Dark Ascension. They're going to go after XM. And DY with the chase XM. Thunder God's Wrath gets the kill on a DY. Ori in trouble with the rotation for SCC. He'll get both XM. 1-2 gut punch. And then TB. He has to walk all the way back to base.
Yeah, he had Living Armor on him as well. It's really difficult to make these plays when you have the 2 points in heal on you. So it's like 6 bonus armor. You're going to get 100 HP from that. That total spell usage as well. I mean, great TP by SCC. Like, it's going to hurt his farming speed a little bit, but it is what it is. You keep your Zeus alive.
X-Nova is just out of control right now, I think.
Dude, this Zeus is owning as well. He's having an amazing time. Him and X-Nova, yeah, between them are both like controlling the tempo of the game really well. But that TP on SCC in particular, that took me by surprise. Like, SCC I don't usually see as that kind of hero or that kind of guy that would make that rotation.
Chalice getting chased back a little bit. That was with the ulti used by Ori too. And they didn't get anything from it. We were talking about how it felt like Ori was kind of getting back to form in the mid lane, but these last 2 games have been rough ones.
I look at the Zeus taking sacks as well with the Arcane Ring. Gets a Faded Brooch. He's like, hell yeah.
And an Arcane Ring? That's great. I wonder if Treant just keeps that.
I think you give it to your Doom.
Faded Brooch. Is Faded Brooch becoming like the best tier 1 item, maybe under Royal Jelly?
I personally think it's always been the best item. I think Royal Jelly's good, but I think Faded Brooch is... It reminds me, it's not bad on any hero, which is what makes it amazing. I think Telescope's really good as well for that. Like, it's never a bad item for your team. Like, obviously some games it's better than others, but everybody casts spells. So, like, cast range is always going to be good.
Yeah. XM level 9. Night Stalker level 7. Yeesh. That is not going well. And all of a sudden, X-Nova's level 5. He's gotten 3 into the Living Armor. So we talked about this. Now that he's got a high level in Living Armor, which sometimes when we talk about the Treant and, you know, making these saves, he wouldn't go for the armor. And, like, we'd see him go, like, Leech Seed, Nature's Grasp, and then the towers would just go down. But 3 levels in the Living Armor. How do VICI make progress on these tier 1 towers early on?
And you see, it's his job. He just sits in the lane, starts shoving out the lane over and over again with Nature's Grasp, keeps his tower alive with the Living Armor. And it's like, yeah, this CK that wants to be able to normally just push this tower in really early isn't going to have the choice. And this is the build we normally saw from most trees in, like, last OGA, where they would just delay the game ages and ages with Nature's Grasp and Living Armor. Sometimes, in, like, EU especially, I know people going, like, 2-4-1 and things, and like maxing Leech Seed.
Chasing XM bottom. Magic Missile out onto the Zeus, but PYW playing with fire there, really playing with lightning. He ends up going down, and DY will fall as well. TB, he's over mid farming at the moment, and you've got yourself
just
old 11 doomed and killed. So Chalice was a double kill, 3 heroes dead on the side of VICI. EHOME all of a sudden keeping the tempo up for themselves.
Ori sitting this mid tier 1 with a DD though, which is really good for VICI in that case. I guess this game's going pretty poorly for them at the moment. It's not going great, but if he gets this mid tier 1, this would be massive.
Can he save the tower? Living Armor on cooldown for 4 seconds.
Yeah, like every tree you get, every tower you get against tree is really important.
And they get DY again.
Yeah. I'm not really sure whether DY's trying to defend this bot 2-1, but fair enough. Just TP'd in and died.
Let me a treat.
$3K lead for EHOME. What? How did VICI bring this back?
Good question. They need to play around the Dark Ascension and like find pickoffs with that and stuff. But I mean, the TV can't fight at all at this point. They need to wait for their BKBs, I think, on the Night Stalker, or not wait for them, but like look to build up towards the BKB on the Night Stalker, the BKB on the TV, which he's going to get
might be in trouble. Overgrowth, Nature's Grasp, and they should have the damage to kill off this CK Telekinesis, and a stolen Chaos Bolt. Fade gets the kill. EHOME with a smoke rotation towards top, and they find themselves who they were looking for, 11-4 in the favor of EHOME.
I'd love to know if after this game, EHOME start to value tree more. I'd find it really interesting. Like we said, it's very game specific that it's very good here, but it might go like up in their valuation of like how often do we want to pick this hero.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. The TB's starting to farm his way back. He's going into the Manta. He's got the Yasha flying out.
Yeah, Doom's scaling well as well with Devour, so he's having a decent time going for that BKB next. This game's far from over, but EHOME are definitely in the driving seat here. What does Gaben say?
CK again. Old 11 gonna fall back-to-back times. XM now dominating.
Dyer thinks it's only, or Gaben thinks it's only 53% for EHOME at the moment. Interesting. Thanks, Dota Plus. Surprised it's not broken.
Regeneration.
Wow.
Yeah, well. I'm not afraid to say it.
What's the build here for Ori, too? Like, I'm talking about the TB trying to farm his way back into the game. Ori's behind by a massive amount. What's his build? How does he get back into it?
On the TB?
No, on the Night Stalker.
Oh, on the Night... Oh, Ori, sorry. I don't know what he can build that, like... Like, obviously, I think he kind of wants Blink to be able to get to the backline and find the Zeus and things. But if they want to slow the tempo of the game down because they can't really fight them at the moment, he might go for this, like, more farmy item. But I think if he does that, then EHOME are just going to run at them because they're going to see that the Night Stalker can't fight because he has this farming item. Like, great read by EHOME here as well. SCC knows what's up.
Chow's going BKB. Let's Triple C going into the Dragonlance. He's got the Yasha. Setting up like they kind of want to fight. They have smoke?
No, I think they just came
Treant.
They saw the Night Stalker and the... I think, well, they definitely saw the Venge running away, so I think they're just checking for D-wards and things. They don't know whether Radiant have vision. What they don't know is it's just above on the next to the big camp, and I think they've missed it. So this ward's going to pay off big dividends here, because they're going to see the Drow moving to like farm the Ancients and move away again every time. Dude, X Nova, this tower top is still full HP.
Yeah, and we talked about it, so you know, it just we knew where this was going to go. Truthfully, I didn't think he'd have this good of a start,
No.
but they now need to try and break through this tower. They're going to try with the Dark Ascension. They'll go for X Nova. He does have the Overgrowth if he feels like popping it, trying to run. But Overgrowth and the Illusion Rune is popped by Ori, so this will help them get on X Nova, get the kill, and now commit to the tower. And without this Treant, they'll take the tier 1 up towards top.
Yeah, I thought he was going to living arm their tower rather than himself. But they are trading towers still on EHOME. So, like, yeah, they lost their top tier 1, but they're taking mid tier 1. So, if anything, I think that's a better trade for them. XM
Swiping
taking
stacks.
Yeah, this is so good. I think he has Aether Lens coming on the courier as well, on Zeus. Yeah, he does. So he has Yule's Aether Lens now. But again, like, this TB's still farming, so if TB's farming away like this, you have to remember it's not just that, it's a TB with a Zeus and an Ogre.
They have Doom if they want to use it. They don't even need it. Look at the damage coming in from the Drow.
Crazy.
TB's got the Manta, but
Yeah, he has to go BKB next as well. I like that he's queued it up. I thought the only thing he might go stop for first is potentially Dragon Lance, but even then, that's pretty greedy. Zeus?
he's okay for now.
Oh, that was really awkward. He couldn't swap the Zeus in because the Zeus would have just taken the Invis rune. if any other rune there had spawned, I think they would have killed the Zeus. That's unfortunate. Oh, actually, he didn't have meta. Never mind. Maybe not then.
Meanwhile, EHOME are pushing in top. They've got Drow, Doom, and Rubik here. Now the Zeus.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has
And he is going
Grab
Midas on
another
Night Stalker. Oh.
He almost has to, right?
It depends how he wants to look at the game, but like Midas is still an okay item on that hero just for like attack speed and everything as well. It just means he's going to be so far away from like Blink BKB, but he's going to get there quicker.
3K lead still maintaining here for EHOME, but TB top the net worth now. We'll see if that is the difference maker to help VICI find their way back into the game. I'm not sure it will be enough, truthfully. Like what it
Over. He's good at warding normally, Peacock, but when he plays this tree,
yeah.
he must get some of the most ridiculous wards down. Like he can go and put one behind this tier 2 if he wants, which I'm assuming he will.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and instant D ward from DY. He knows. Like, get this guy out my game.
Ooh. Overgrowth. Telekinesis. Thunder God drop comes in. Old 11's gonna die. DY should probably follow here. And there's the Infernal Blade in the finish.
X-Nova's like, nice D warded here. Get out my game.
And they're gonna take the tier 2 off of that.
And like always trying to push top tier 2 at the moment, but it's like, yeah, exactly. Now the tree just TP's in. He's like, oh. Like, okay.
Not gonna let you get away with that.
His chip damage just doesn't work. You might as well just be hitting creeps instead.
Are we far from this BKB? TB, how much is the Scotty really going to help him out this game?
Is he not going BKB? Oh, he changed his mind.
No, changed his mind.
Well, if he's going Skadi and Night Stalker's going Midas, they really don't want to fight right now. They are dodging as much as possible. They're going to find Ori here.
He is in some trouble. They wrap around. They've got the telekinesis. The damage comes out with the gust. They have the swap, but that puts PYW in a bad spot. They'll get the kill on both of them. Ori and PYW falling. 2 more kills here for EHOME.
Yeah, and you can't even fault PYW there on the Venge because he's breaking the smokes from the side that he thinks they're going to be coming from. But EHOME have like looped all the way around through the Radiant jungle and come from the bot side. So where Avenger's like standing to the right hand side here, like trying to break smokes, they just don't expect it from below.
What sort of prize is this?
What talents does Drow normally take at 15? Multi-shot and agility are both good. And she's taking agility this game. I just wonder what the percentage breakdown is.
Just gotta go to your guide. And you'll know.
Let's have a look. Tell me if anything happens. We'll look it up. I'll see what pub players do, because that's always more fun.
Sure.
Trends.
The Ag's on all
69%,
11.
69% of people take agility. Nice.
A literal nice number.
That's
Chalice
the funny
BKB.
number.
He's going into the Blink Dagger. They'll go over to Roche. Hard to get into this pit. Not sure they'll really be able to.
Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward one because they don't take Roche really quickly. They don't have any minus armor or anything, right? There's no medallion. So yes, they have the marksmanship procs from the Drow, but I wouldn't call it quick. And honestly, VICI, considering how this game was going, if you look at the net worth graph, they've kind of managed to flatline it a little bit, like over the last few minutes. So I don't think they're doing badly. This TB's still farming well. He has his Skadi now. Ooh, loving life. Here it comes. Special delivery. Oh, there's a TD.
They are going to go in on this. They look over as they've got the Phantasm, but Terrible had already taken out of the fight. Erica ends up going down. They've got the double damage picked up by SCC. He'll take out Ori, so with this double damage, things get really difficult for the side of VICI. PYW trying to roll with the magic missile out into Chalice, as well as the wave of Tar thrown at Fade, but you play ring around the Rosie, and eventually down goes PYW, the Posey.
I like how there's half a second there where absolute chaos broke loose. Like, Night Stalker pop Dark Ascension, they used Nimbus, Thunder God's Wrath, Overgrowth, they doomed the Terrorblade, they just threw everything down all at once. And this raw magic damage from the Zeus, they just could not deal with. Like, the TB got doomed straight away, so he couldn't meta, he couldn't sunder. Find the CK.
Really on this to, set themselves up for a victory. They get a kill on Old 11 and they're up 10k.
Alright, remember I said they weren't doing too badly on VICI?
Yeah.
That one fight,
Tower is under attack.
that changes the game massively. Because they get Aegis on the Drow now. Like, yeah. And after that fight, TP's probably going to really wish he had BKB
Tower has fallen.
instead of Skadi. Like, it's not that Skadi's a bad item, it's just that against the Zeus, his game's really difficult. Unless he has BKB. But you remember, that's the kind of fight, we talked about the Moonshard on Slark yesterday and everything.
Yeah.
Like, before that, they would have been like, yeah, like, this Skadi's fine, like, we can keep extending the game. All of a sudden, EHOME win one fight, he's like, yeah, wish I'd changed my mind now. But hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Scotty being built for the Drow. TB going into the BKB now. Is this an item 2-8?
What, on the Terrorblade? Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, is the BKB an item 2-8?
Well, hindsight, yes, but at the time, I think the Skadi seemed okay. Because now that you know that EHOME have the Aegis and everything, you're like, well, they're going to want to push and pressure for fights, and I didn't have my BKB yet. Oh, Nimbus cancels the TP. That was really lucky for the Terrorblade. His BKB, his TP went off just as the Thunder God's Wrath came through.
Ooh, early BKB from Chalice, but they still have the Overgrowth. Ori looking dead on his screen already. But there's the Phantasm, and that's going to try and help him out here. He'll go into the trees and might be able to escape. He's just so much faster than them. X-Nova moves forward. Here comes SCC from the side, though. There's the swap from PYW. Look at the kill on the Venge and keep the Night Stalker alive.
That was a really cool play by the CK, though. Just before the lift was about to rechange his position, he popped the Phantasm so that it effectively purged the lift off. And, like, kept him in his place. That was cool. Well played by Old 11. So they lose their Venge, but they keep their Night Stalker alive, so... pretty good. Like, Overgrowth used, Thunder God's Wrath used. Yeah, the Terrorblade's BKB, the TP went off just before the Thunder God's Wrath came down. So, like, he couldn't get his TP cancelled by the Nimbus. If the TP dies there, I think the game gets really difficult for VICI.
EHOME, look at their strolling into a victory.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
Oh,
fortified.
they glyphed on Radiant just before the creep wave spawned as well. Rough.
Gotta try to do something eventually.
Dire's top tower is under
He was
attack.
trying to deny the tower and didn't get it off because he didn't do enough damage. That's sad. Yeah, I think they just back off now. It's like 5 against 5 again.
Dire's top tower
Do they
is
have to?
under
They have the
attack.
Aegis.
Pushing racks is a lot more difficult than pushing tower, though, because you can hit the tower from the low ground. Whereas, like, to hit the racks, you have to get basically up onto the high ground, pretty much. And they don't really have a hero that just commits to the fight and stands at the front. It's not like it's a DK or something. Your Jar's a little bit more susceptible than that.
Ooh, and there they go, moving forward. Phantasm, Doom on Ori. SCC now unstoppable. They're gonna run back. But
Yeah,
EHOME looking to make the jump even further in. BKB's been popped by Chalice. Look at that Overgrowth. It's on everybody. The damage coming in from SCC. He's got the Aegis, but here comes Erica taking away that first life. Thunder God's Wrath finishes off PYW. The BKB no longer available for this TB. Erica trying to man fight here, but there's the Gust. The damage is out. They get the kill. They'll take him out. He's gone for 51. Down goes Old 11. DY trying to TP. He'll do so, but he's the only one to live. And now it's time to go for these buildings.
Yeah, you see XM on the Zeus, he basically just waits. As soon as the BKB runs out from the Terrorblade, he knows he's just going to, like, 100 to 0 him, basically. He can do, like, whatever he wants at that point. You know, fair play to VICI, they managed to get the BKB on the Terrorblade before they took the fight, which is exactly what they needed to do. But, yeah, because there's an Aegis on this drought, they can now just take 2 sets of racks because they can't kill her twice.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Has fallen.
Force Staff picked up for the Rubik. Down go the melee racks mid, and the range follow suit. And they're going to go for the top lane.
Has fallen.
And they know TB doesn't have meta. There's the swap. They've got the silence. Nimbus is down and pops the Manta. TB trying to go in. And SCC, he's getting really low. He might even die here. Phantasm gets popped. They get the kill on SCC. Now they look towards the rest. Chalice on the run, but there's the swap from PYW. Really nicely done. They'll get themselves two. They've stayed a little bit too long on the side of EHOME, giving up a couple. The rest of the team will retreat. And, well, VICI, at least they get something for their troubles.
Yeah, great play by VICI. They managed to take a fight before the Jar has BKB up. I think it had like a 10-second cooldown left or something at the start when the swap came out. So if they force a fight before Jar gets BKB, she is very susceptible to this like Night Stalker, the CK, etc. Like the only real save they have is the living armor, and if you're so far out of position, that doesn't make a difference. Oh, Ori
Getting caught out again, and he is dead to rights.
This Zeus is just having like the most free game.
9-1 and 11.
Like this Night Stalker was supposed to be the hero that deals with the Zeus, and in theory it does, but it hasn't played out that way at all.
No, not at all.
Like this mid lane in particular, there was just a couple of few moments early on where the Zeus pulls ahead, and it's just stayed ahead the whole game since. He almost has a refresher. Jesus.
Not really certain what VICI can do except pray to hold the high ground.
Except just he lightning bolts an illusion, just finds
That's
a
triple
D-ward
C.
at the same time.
Erica is behind him, and they've got the Hurricane Pike with the BKB getting caught, but there's the Doom out on Erica. The Refresher
And
Courier
Overgrowth.
is actually going to die, but they've got the Overgrowth onto the TB. TB's muted, and no, it doesn't look like he's going to live. Metamorphosis was used. He's dead for 70 seconds. He's got buyback, but why buy back when you don't have meta?
Yeah, they save the overgrowth until after the BKB gets popped on the TB, so just has to stand his ground effectively, and there's not really a huge amount he can do. And then he gets doomed as well. He can't even sunder. You have to remember Zeus wasn't even there in that fight. He's there to he drops the Nimbus, he uses the Thunder God's Wrath, but the TB still dies. He has buyback, but really doesn't want to be using it here.
He's more upset about the fact that his Refresher's gone.
Yeah. At least he gets the mana regen from the Perseverances. Perseverance Eye.
Persevere Oxen.
Oi.
They're going to buy back on the TB. They're going to jump in for this. They'll use the Phantasm. They got the damage to just blow up S-Triple-C. They get the Cone of Fate. They'll take out 2. They both have buyback. They look over at Chalice now. They've got the Reality Rift to pull them back in. They get themselves a 3rd.
And guess
VICI
what's up?
buyback on all, and now they'll go towards Roche. Potentially. I don't even know if they will.
If they get the Roche, this is great. I think EHOME probably assumed that the Terrorblade didn't have buyback. And they need to just chill and wait for their BKBs to come back up again. The same thing happened again. Drow didn't have BKB for the fight. And it's up again now, but it's just too late, right?
Double damage sitting right there.
And this is the point in the game where Night Stalker has blinked BKB after this Midas that we talked about before. So, like, at all points in the game, he can actually threaten heroes. And they're going to let the Roche go.
I don't know about that. They have blinked as well as the Overgrowth.
Dire's courier
Yeah,
has
but
been
I think
killed.
this TB has a double damage.
Blink.
Oh my god.
Almost.
He got cheese, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he got the cheese, and he is going to die still. He doesn't have buyback, so that cheese, I believe, now gets dropped in the base. Yeah.
I mean, if he'd have got Aegis there, that would have been ridiculous. But, I mean, cheese is still really good.
Told you he was going to try for it.
Oh, no, I'm not surprised he tried for it. I'm just saying it's like... This Terrorblade has double damage, right? Like, they can't take a fight, is my point.
If they had just swiped the Aegis, I think that's good enough.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower
for sure.
is under attack.
Because they had the vision in the pit with the Nimbus, I think. So they saw.
This is VICI potentially bringing this back now that they've got the Aegis on the TV, and he's getting close to that Daedalus. Question is, will we feel impact from Ori? Because I think we're feeling a lot of impact from the CK.
Ori will have impact because he has Blink BKB. That's just the way it goes. And
going
Zeus
into
has
the
Telescope
Nullifier,
now, so I'm
too.
assuming he's going to hold on to that. He might give it to his Rubik. No, he keeps it. Feels really good to have on that hero. Could always give it to the Rubik and hold like Faded Brooch or something instead if he wanted. And his Refresher's coming out really soon. When his Courier's alive. I mean, Ori has to be on Zeus duty now. Like, this hero has to be dealt with. And he doesn't really have any defensive capability apart from yours. But there's going to be a Nullifier coming out on the Night Stalker relatively soon.
Can you
So, like,
imagine-
where I was just saying,
Yeah,
the Zeus has
go
gone, like,
for it.
massively glass cannon, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say, could you imagine, though, he doesn't get this Refresher from this Courier, but I think he's sitting back just so he can make sure he gets it this time.
Dire are scanning.
Because they had
Working
just
towards that.
smoked.
Working towards level 25 as well. Arc lightning damage really good against the TB. Clears illusions quicker as well.
Smoke from VICI. Thunder God's Wrath for vision. That'll spot them in the base. Smoked up.
EHOME kind of just need to wait for this Aegis to run out, I think, if you're playing the safe game. It's up to VICI to make the use of this, because they want to use it while the Doom's, like... Because he can't Doom the TB, right? If he's used, if he has the Aegis. You have to Doom somebody else, and it might give the TB a fight where he can actually get his damage off.
Chalice. Got the swap. He pops the BKB, the Nimbus is down as well as the Thunder God's Wrath. They've got themselves the second Nimbus, but it really isn't in the best spots. They'll use the Phantasm. Now they're moving forward. They'll look over, try to get SCC, who pops the BKB. They get the kill here on a Fade as well as PYW. They're going to buy back on the Rubik, and they get on top of the Zeus. Yes, they can. They'll take him out. It's a 9-time spree. He's got himself buyback, so he might be using it soon. They continue on to the high ground. There's the Overgrowth committed by X Nova. He's dead as well.
That's the big difference in this fight. They found the Zeus. They got on top of him. Like, CK just blinks in and commits massively. Night Stalker just holds the high ground, waits to see where the Zeus goes in as well. And now they're pinging out the top tier 2 because there's a wave coming in. They might be able to start chipping away at racks, potentially.
Yeah, they've got the Daedalus. They have the Aegis. They're in the meta for just a second longer.
Oh, they're going to chill. Yeah, without meta. They're going to wait. This net worth advantage, though, is really dwindling here. If the Zeus is able to just live in the fight, then his game's fine. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him like sitting in base now, rather than being at the fight. Or he has a gem, he has nullifier. Jesus.
How strong does Phantasm feel? Drow? Stun, Reality Rift with all these illusions, forcing the BKB.
But they, technically they have 3 right-clicking cores now, right? That all deal damage. So, I personally think you have to doom up the CK now before he pops Phantasm. Like, if you're EHOME, you have to smoke here and look for a fight now that Aegis is going away. Because I think if you allow VICI to be the ones that get the jump on you in the first place, then you're already putting yourselves in trouble. All about the vision control in the fights. All about getting the initiation yourself. Like, this net worth doesn't mean anything anymore.
11, he's caught out here. Pops the BKB. And, Overgrowth and the Doom. They'll get that kill. He's dead for 85.
A lonely death.
So, decent kill, but yeah, popping both spells may be a little bit unnecessary, but they, panic at the same time. Just fair enough. I'd do exactly the same. And I love this. They know that the Aegis is gone, so they just go straight away. They're like, yeah, we wanna look for something.
PYW almost level 18.
Yeah, this Zeus really wants his 25 as well. It's such a big increase in damage, especially for pushing out waves.
Ags picked up for the Doom.
Are you ready for the TB Illusionist cape, by the way?
Did you get that? No,
not yet. But I'm just saying, are you ready for it?
I'm ready for the TB Leveler.
Drow got Illusionist cape, so she's pretty happy. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah,
I've had that item's pretty good on Zeus.
Mediocre at best, of course.
That's a great item as well.
You're getting some great items, and I think you give that to the Treant, right?
I think you probably give it to... Yeah, they're not shooting... I think you give it to the Tree or the Doom. Yeah, Doom's taking it.
Meanwhile, all they have is the Ninja Gear.
That's a good item against TB Illusions as well. I think you give the Drow the Princess Knife, potentially. Who's taking it?
Nobody yet.
Okay. I guess if Drow doesn't take it, they don't really have any other clicking heroes. So
VICI have to commit to try and get theirs. And now they get themselves a Timeless Relic.
Okay. It's not really great for any of their heroes. Maybe like Ogre. But I mean, that's about as good as it gets. They don't really have any casters.
Ogre's holding a Nether Shawl. You'd assume that he's going to go for the Timeless Relic, although he probably likes the magic resistance, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know if anybody can use the Relic. That's sad. Getting tier 4 items that nobody on your team likes feels awful.
Oh, jump in. Chalice pops the BKB, goes after Erica for a second, but now they've got the swaps. Chalice getting disoriented. He's dead for 85 seconds without buyback. They're going to find themselves this Drow. They'll use the Phantasm. PYW getting low. Thundergod's Wrath comes out, or he's going to end up going down as this Fade. They'll buy back on this Night Stalker. The right click's coming through onto the Drow. They get the kill on SCC. PYW falls as well, but Erica cleaning up
They
Old
need the
11
Zeus.
looking for XM. He's got the Blink Dagger, which means Reality Rift is soon to follow,
Ooh.
but just out of range.
He wasn't out of range. He lost vision right at the last second. Because like he started the animation, but couldn't finish it. Ooh.
Does CK keep that?
I don't think any of them can use it again.
And they are getting some bad tier 4s.
Maybe like the Venge,
Is under
but
attack.
they all kind of need their mana. Like none of them have massive mana pools to work with.
Avenge has 674 mana, or 75 mana. You definitely want to keep that.
And the only person that could realistically take it is the TB, and he has taken it, but even then, I know that like losing Paladin Sword, it doesn't feel like a massive upgrade. That's a good
Spell
one.
Prism? That's good for the Chaos
All
Knight
of
who's
them.
holding a Quickening Charm.
I think the Night Stalk will probably take it. Don't know what he has.
We'll see. Is this Refresher or
Nothing
Ag's
Roche.
Blessing? It's Ag's Blessing. TB Ags?
TB.
Yes!
I think
We're on the
Night Stalk
same
is quite
page.
good as well.
Yeah.
I think the TB's probably the most likely.
Come on, open up that slot. Get that Morbid Mask out of here. Figure out your inventory, Erica.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant. Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
there it is. Yeah!
They don't have any like great axe holders. The only other person is like TB, Night Stalker, maybe Venge, but I think the TB one makes more than enough sense.
Look at
And I look at
that.
the net worth difference between the TB and the Drow because of the Axe Blessing.
Look at the net worth difference in general. It's a 1k lead for VICI.
And EHOME will be kicking themselves with their high ground pushes now, won't they? In that top lane before, when they fought without the Drow BKB both times, like 2 times in a row, they'll be like, oh, we've kind of, what have we done to this
Botch
game?
this one. This is rough.
Char's level 25 now, at least. She has the cooldown reduction.
Yeah.
Like, it works on Illusionist Cape and stuff as well, so...
But CK's level 25. He's got the extra duration on the Chaos Bolt. You've got 25 on the Terrorbolt. He's got the extra Metamorphosis range. And almost 25 on the Night Stalker.
It
Who
just
I
feels like
assume
the-
goes into the Dark Ascension cooldown.
Yeah, probably. I think the Drow not building a damage item has hurt them a lot. Like, obviously, she's built for the timing of like winning the game by like 25-30 minutes.
And here they go
Drow.
with the BKB getting popped. Drow in a lot of trouble. The right clicks coming out from this TB. TB does have the Terror Wave. Doesn't throw it yet, but there's the 4-second stun on SCC. He's got 5 seconds dead for 100 seconds, so they're going to look and move in for more. There's the Terror Wave coming out. I don't even know if that landed on anybody, but they get the kill on a PYW. They'll lose this Venge. Doesn't buy back just yet. Gem on the deck.
I mean, again, they're just all tanky enough that they can survive this Zeus
Look at
initial burst
where
now.
he's
Like,
hitting
they
that
have-
Nimbus from.
They just have the 2 strength cores though, and they have the TB as well. Like nobody's dying to the Zeus straight away.
Ooh,
So
is-
where the Zeus was really effective before, and still is, but they don't take a numbers advantage, and it's VICI gaining advantage and taking initiative every single fight by jumping first.
I don't know if it was that bad for EHOME though. All things considered, yes, they did have to buy back on their Drow.
Yeah, like
But meta's down.
yeah, but what can they do?
I don't know, fight off the no meta?
I mean, they can try, but I don't know how easy it is. Do they have any smokes? Doesn't look like it.
I think they have to, right?
It's on cooldown, I think. I don't think they have a smoke. Oh, there's one on the
do-
courier. Okay.
I feel like they have to
Yeah,
fight.
they have to, but I don't know if they can. It's like, yeah, like you say, it's the best play they have, but like running into this high ground still is really difficult. The CK's just constantly shoving out bot lane with illusions as well. Like, and you see these illusions mid, like they're just shoving the lane out. They're just waiting in their base. If they
See
drop
if they
a
can make
ward
this
here,
jump.
yeah.
And they drop the vision. They're going to go in with the Blink BKB as well as the Doom that's going to be out of the Turbo. They get the coming of PYW. He's dead again for 70 seconds. He has buyback. They'll steal Ignite. Gem down on the ground and picked up by this Doom.
But And that's what I mean. Like
I don't know if that's value though.
they've used Doom now, and they have meta up in 30 seconds. So now it's like EHOME. That was the best play they had, but it was still really difficult to see it working.
Going Octarine, Core on Zeus. Night Stalker, he did go to the Dark Ascension cooldown. Okay.
Charge game Mjolnir, which is really nice actually. I like that.
And if this Ogre hits 20, he's got the extra Bloodlust attack speed. They're going to jump forward for this. There's the blink right on top of Chalice. But look at the right-click damage coming out from this Drow.
He has BKB up in 10 seconds on the Night Stalker.
Ori retreating, Terra Wave, that hits on a Chalice. They've also got the Sun. They'll use the Phantasm. They turn their attention over to X Nova. They don't get the kill on a Chalice just yet. They've got the Silence as well as the BKB getting popped by Chalice, but he's going to end up dead and buying back immediately. Ori pops the BKB, and now, no longer having that, he'll start to retreat. Roche, it's a long time until that's going to be up. That'll be Aegis Cheese, Refresher Shard, Ag's Blessing, the whole kit and caboodle.
They're really missing this frontliner on EHOME. I mean, Doom doesn't want to be the one committing, but he kind of has to sit in the front to allow his Drow to not be the one that's getting gone on first. It's just really awkward for EHOME to take fights, because it's like, the way that you want to take a fight is like, you have your frontliner and then your Drow sits behind, right? But the Drow is kind of the frontliner so that Zeus can sit behind the Drow.
Mm-hmm.
That's, yeah, a bit awkward.
Meta down for another 100 seconds. Phantasm used. Divine Rapier is queued for the TB. He's got 4,200 surplus gold. Didn't have to buy into his best item, Ag's Blessing.
I mean, he can go Rapier if he wants as well. I also think he could just go, like, and just wait for the buyback. And then if he feels like he has to buy the Rapier when he buys back, then it's okay.
Or have the Rapier for when he buys back.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he's going to switch into the MKB.
Okay. I don't mind Hurricane Pike either, I think, this game. It's pretty good. But, like, you want the True Strike, just in case Char goes Butterfly.
Crazy that 47 minutes into the game, X-Nova's only died 4 times.
He's played Tree that, like,
Realistically,
so
the supports have only died 7 times on EHOME. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. They didn't. the kill score would make you think that EHOME have this, like, insane lead. It's just, they had all these kills early on and then didn't really do a huge amount with them because VICI was just splitting the map up a lot. And then they really whiffed their third set of racks taking.
Are they going to smoke again?
Venge is almost level 20 as well, and she could take the attack range aura.
That would feel really good for him. I think that's just, you know, added on to the fact that Erica's also got the attack range on Metamorphosis.
Yeah. They know EHOME are on this high ground.
Damage coming in from the illusion. They're going to use the Thunder God's Wrath, so they know where VICI are going to be. Erica moving forward. They've got the Nimbus down right on top of PYW. The Nature's Grass is down as well.
Oh,
They're going to try and move in on this. S-Triple-C in a lot of trouble. He's going to blink forward, but they've got the Terror Wave coming through. It's going to fear up 3 of these heroes. They got the BKB pop by S-Triple-C. Can they get on top of the Terror Blade, who's end up muted? And this is really bad. They get the kill on Erica. He's going to be dead for a long time. They're going to buy back on the Night Stalker as well as the Terror Blade as well as the Venge. They've taken out 3 of these heroes. They ended up losing Fade, and they'll buy back on the Rubik too. Down goes the CK. It's an ultra kill for S-Triple-C. He stands his ground and gets an ultra kill. Everybody on VICI dies.
That was
what
the
a
first
fight from EHOME.
First fight in about 15 minutes that S-Triple-C's actually been able to just stand there and right-click people. That was insane. Like, he looked like he was going to be the one that got gone on first as well. And so I was like, oh my god, like if S-Triple-C dies first here, this is going to be horrendous. But they somehow keep their Drow alive. And like this Zeus goes untouched the whole time because, as you can see, he's sitting in base.
Oh. That's big. That's big. That's big. That was the courier trying to go out and pick up a refresher orb for this TB to have Metamorphosis available to fight.
And now they're going to just chip away.
Oh dear.
Oh god, Ogre buyback. Everybody get out.
Retreat. Nimbus down right at PYW. There's the
What
blanket
a
from Chalice.
stomp.
He's also got the hook stomp that's going to stun up this Night Sucker as well as the Venge. They get the kill into PYW. They're taking out DY. The two heroes stayed on the side of VICI with no buyback. They'll look over at Ori. He pops the BKB and he's starting to run back. They'll go after these racks and look to get megas.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Chalice. What a
They've got him.
stop. Oh my
Radiant's top
God.
barracks has fallen. Dire now
Mega creeps.
Does that mean they've won
Meta,
the game?
50
Absolutely
seconds. If they could go for the tier 4s, it's going to be very difficult for them.
All the illusions, though.
Look at the damage coming up from the illusions as well. I think it's going to be down to the Ancient.
Radiant's middle
They need to
tower
wait for
is under
meta, really.
attack.
It's up in 35 seconds. I don't know if they have the time, though.
Radiant's middle tower
Their
has
glyph
fallen.
isn't up for another 4 minutes. They're going to go for the Ancient. VICI, they got to make a play. They got to do something, but they're not going to go for it. They're just going to call GG. That's it. EHOME swiped the series
Dire
on an SCCC standing his ground move to win the game.
I think Chalice won those last couple of fights there.
Yeah.
And like Ori sitting in the base and making sure he can't get gone on the Zeus was really key. Like these Nimbuses with the refresher orb do such a crazy amount of damage. But I think Chalice, just destroys those last two fights. Gets the Doom off onto the TB, and then the next fight finds a 3-man stomp when they're going high ground.
Yeah.
That was insane. I cannot believe EHO managed to pull that game back. Because that game looked so bad for them. Like, really awful. Like,